This is The Bottom Line. The Bottom Line on 938 Live.
Workers in Singapore are too quick to job hop, leading to a headache for businesses. That's according to the Singapore International Chamber of Commerce, or SICC's chief executive, Victor Mills. He says the phenomenon is partly due to the low unemployment rate in Singapore, currently hovering at about 2%, and a sense of work entitlement that Singaporeans have. Travis Teo spoke to SICC's Mr. Mills, a Singaporean himself, and started by asking him why businesses are facing this challenge now.
One of the unintended results of our economic success over the last 50 years has been the development in a sector of our workforce of a feeling that the world owes us Singaporeans a living. Every time businesses meet formally and informally, business people will complain about constant job hopping. Now, don't get me wrong, changing jobs for the development of an individual's career and skill set is a great thing, perfectly positive. But excessive job hopping every couple of months or so is detrimental to business because it means that costs go way up. Businesses spend too much time on recruitment, induction, training.
Victor, why is it that the workforce has this sort of a job hopping mentality in that sense?
I think it's down to the fact that this is an employee market. In other words, the employees are the ones interviewing the employers rather than the more traditional buyer-seller approach. And everybody knows the labor market is tight, and people over the years have become very fussy. And I think businesses' frustration is the fact that in Singapore we don't have enough homegrown talent, and they don't stay very long, and they leave for very small amounts of incremental income. The churn is unbelievable.
Do you have any statistics or any quantitative results which shows that the rate of job hopping in Singapore, or rather this churn that you talk about, is very high in Singapore compared to other countries?
I don't have statistical data. What I have is lots of anecdotal information from large and small companies. It's something that is not unique to one sector of the economy. I'll give you an example. Even in the chamber, we had an assistant finance manager who had all the right capabilities, wonderful qualifications, tremendous experience, went through a series of interviews. We offered her a job. She signed a contract. She comes in and she spends one day here. And then she disappears. And when we finally caught up with her, she told us that really it just wasn't for her.
So, Victor, what needs to be changed, so that employees will stay on in their jobs instead of thinking of job hopping every time there's an opportunity? What should be done to help companies retain their talent?
Well, I think it has to be a two-way street. Companies have, first of all, got to be clear in their expectations and share those expectations with their employees. And employees have got to do their bit too and commit to working a reasonable time with an employer. That's the first thing that needs to happen. Now, how can you achieve that? Well, you can't legislate for it. You can simply do what the Chamber's been doing, and that is raising awareness of the issue and engineering and facilitating a debate across all the stakeholders, prospective employees, employers, government, educationalists, and so on. Because we don't talk about this issue enough.
Victor Mills there, Chief Executive of the Singapore International Chamber of Commerce, joining us on The Bottom Line. The Bottom Line is brought to you by Turkish Airlines, Europe's best airline.